Hello everyone. So, how many of you guys are given the contest today? So you can message or you can also use your voice. Okay, so you can, so in the chat section, you can write how many questions did you attend. Basically, how many questions did you submit today? We'll be starting soon. Just wait for 2 or 3 minutes, my friends. From exactly 10, 11, then we'll start. Okay. Meanwhile, in the chat section, you can write how many questions did you submit if you have given the contest, of course. And so we are about to start. Let me present the screen first. Is my screen visible? If it is, please give me some sort of signal. Am I visible? No. Is my screen visible? No. Is my screen visible? Okay. So, yeah. Just give me some sort of signal. Okay, write something in the chat whenever I ask something. Otherwise, I wouldn't know that you are understanding or not, whether my screen is visible or not. So let's start with the first question. And this is the first problem. An array of integers a1, a2, an is beautiful subject to an integer k if it satisfies the following. Okay. So the question was visible, right? Mhm. Hello, hello. My screen is visible. Hello. Okay. So let's move on to the first question. An array of integers a1, a2, up to an is beautiful subject to an integer k if it satisfies the following condition basically. So the sum of aj over all j such that j is a multiple of k and j lies between 1 and n itself is a multiple of k. Formally, the sum over all the j which are multiple of k and that aj is divisible by k for all j lying between 1 and n. Basically, what the problem statement says, I can remember this, is Suppose you are given an array A1. These are the elements of array K. What the problem states is that you are given a number K, and suppose for all D which lies between 1 and 2, your array should satisfy this condition that the sum of every dth element is divisible by d. What does it mean? For example, if d equals to 1, then every one element, which is all the element itself, these elements, the sum of all these elements is divisible by d. So I think it's very simple to see that for d equals to 1, the sum of all elements will be divisible by 1, right? Because every number is divisible by 1. So for d, it's simple. Similarly, if d equals to 2, then every second element, second, so this the second element is 2. After this, the second element is 6. This is for d equals to 2. For d equals to 1, the sum of these three elements is divisible by 2. So I guess the question is clear. Hello? Is the question clear? What is the question asking? Hello? Is the question clear? Okay, yes. So now let's move to the discussion part. So let's take an example also. We can also take an example. See, let's take the first example. The first example is okay, if n is equal to 3 and 4, 22, 18 they have to that. So let's clear the screen. So here n is equal to 3, and for n equals to 3, they are given output 4, 22, 18. Let's see what does it satisfy. 4, 22, and 18. Now n is equal to 3. And a will go up to n, right? A goes up to n. So k will go from 1 to up to 3, right? So for a equals to 1, this is the one element, one element, one element. Some of these two elements would be divisible by a equals to 1, right? It's clear. Now every second element should be divisible by 2. Second element is 22, so it's divisible by 2. Now every third element should be divisible by 3. There is no third element except for this. There is only one third element. After this, the next third element will be 6. But since the array is of length 10, this is the only third element, which is divisible by 3, right? 18 is divisible by 3. So it satisfies. Now let's see. So now I have something to say. Let's look at the set of natural numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take first 10, 9, and 10. Now, if you look at the set of natural numbers, they are invisible, right? Invisible and audible because it's the main solution part. Hello, hello. Am I audible and visible? Mhm. So, am I visible? Okay. So, let's look at the set of natural numbers. If you look at every number, well, suppose my k is 1. Now, every one number, basically all the number itself, these are the one number. Of course, this one will be divisible by 1 because 1 divides every number. Let's look at every second number. Second, fourth, fifth, eighth, and tenth. And all these numbers are even. So First their sum would also be divisible by 3. Every second number's sum is divisible by 3. Similarly, if you look at every third number, 3, then 6, then 9, every third number would be divisible by 3 because that's how the natural numbers are defined, right? Because we are taking the third number, first third number, and adding 3. Then, of course, if it is a multiple of 3, adding 3 to it will also make it multiple of 3. So, in similar way, fourth number, the next fourth number 8 will be divisible by 4. So basically, if this was a question of observation, okay, you just had to observe. It's really clear that you just had to print all the natural numbers up to n. Is there any doubt? Can you understand the point I was saying? Hello? Please give me some sort of signal if you understand. Either raise your hand if you have a doubt, or you can write the solution would for any k out for any k greater than 0. I didn't understand your question. Can you elaborate? If you have any doubt, you can ask. But you turn on your mic and then ask.
Hello.
Hello? Yes.
Yeah, I'm asking. In the contest, I actually returned the squares of the numbers, and that also worked. So, 149 means the squares of all numbers, I square basically. So, I was actually thinking of a more general thing would it work for any k times I for which k is any number greater than zero, k might be 1, 2, or anything else. So will that also be a solution to it?
I think it would work because see, if you have a series of natural numbers, this is
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, and 4. What I have done, I have just printed the natural numbers, right? I have not used the property that it starts from 1, it starts from 2. Basically, this is a sequence. It's just an AP of common difference 1.
Yeah.
So even if you print the numbers, if you're saying that you're printing numbers for some, if you're just multiplying it by k, right?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
So if you are multiplying it by k, this will become 2k, this will become 4k. Suppose I print it for certain k, the k will just be, I'll take the k common, right? I'll take out the k
Yeah.
common, and this number will just be divisible because the question is asking about divisibility, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so I think it should work. I'm not exactly sure because I'll have to check, okay, because it requires a formal proof, but I think it should work. Otherwise, you can think of some other way. I just
Okay.
discussed one solution, there can be multiple solutions. I think you know it.
Yeah.
And at, during the contest, this came to me naturally because I guess it's the most simple way you can think of, right? The first and natural number.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anybody has any other doubt? If not, I guess it was the first question only, so we can move on to the next question. The next question will be discussed by Sandeep Bhaiya. So, I'll just sign off from now.
Okay, let's move on. Second question. How many of you have tried the second question during the contest? ऐसे भी तीन ही लोग हैं यार. Interact करो थोड़ा सा. Okay, solved. Nice. So I'm presenting my screen.
Hmm.
Okay.
So,
To
sorry
move on
for
second question. So is my screen visible? Hello. Okay. So let's move on second question. So you are given two grids A and B with the and rows and m columns and the all values under the 0, 1 and 2. Okay, under the 2, and you can perform the operation any times, matlab any number of times. So the operation is pick any subrectangle of length greater than 2, and सब रेक्टेंगल के मतलब दो डायगोनल कॉर्नर्स को वी विल रिप्लेस बाय वन, और अदर देन एंड सेकंड जो डायगोनल पे रहेगा उसको हम 2 से रिप्लेस कर देंगे. सो बेसिकली क्वेश्चन इज सेइंग लाइक this is given a test case. I will explain on this test case so you will understand better. Okay, so this is the maximum size. So basically this is saying ki like this is a rectangle or square of two sides, then this 0 and this 0 will replace by 1, and this 0 and this 0 will replace by 2. So like this will replace by one operation like that. This will look like that, 1 1 and 2 2, and other elements will remain same. So we need to transform A grid into B grid. So basically, we need to transform this 0 0 this grid into this grid. So what do you think? कि how we what your first approach? Like क्या सोचा था तुमने सबसे पहले?
कि इसमें मॉड्यूलो 3 करके लेना है और ऑपोजिट डायगोनल्स के अलग अलग वैल्यूज है. लाइक जो फर्स्ट डायगोनल है उस पे जैसे 1 1 है और दूसरे में 2 2 है. तो इसमें मुझे एक चीज दिख रही है कि जैसे कोई नंबर x है उसमें एक में मैं 1 ऐड कर रहा हूँ, दूसरे में 2 ऐड कर रहा हूँ अलोंग द रो और अलोंग द कॉलम. मतलब अगर मैं कॉलम के अलोंग देख रहा हूँ तो उसमें भी 2 और 1, यानी कि उसका मैं मॉड्यूलो 3 जब लूंगा तो तब उसकी मतलब किसी भी रो या कॉलम के अलोंग अगर मैं मॉड्यूलो 3 ले रहा हूँ तो दोनों ग्रिड्स में अगर मॉड्यूलो 3 मतलब टोटल सम के मॉड्यूलो 3 की वैल्यू अगर इक्वल है तभी वो यस वाले कंडीशन में आएगा. अगर इक्वल नहीं है तब वो नहीं हो पाएगा.
So can you explain कि कौन सा वाला पार्ट कि इनका जो सम होगा लास्ट में परफॉर्म करने के बाद में वो अगर मॉड्यूलो 3 होगा तो ही यस होगा, वरना नो होगा, ये बोल रहे हो आफ्टर द परफॉर्मिंग
नहीं, मैं ये
ऑपरेशन?
नहीं बोल रहा. जैसे अगर मैं ग्रेड 1 और ग्रेड 2 किसी भी रैंडम एग्जांपल में ग्रेड 1 ग्रेड 2 दोनों को अगर मैं देखूं तो किसी भी दो रोज के अलोंग मतलब ग्रेड 1 का जैसे फर्स्ट रो है और मैं ग्रेड 2 के फर्स्ट रो को अगर कंपेयर कर रहा हूं तो उन दोनों के रोज का जो टोटल सम होगा, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं केस 2 की बात करूं तो ग्रेड ए का फर्स्ट रो यहाँ पे जीरो सारा जीरो है और ग्रेड बी में 2100 है. तो ग्रेड ए का जो टोटल सम है उसका मॉड्यूलो 3 लूंगा, 0 मॉड्यूलो 3 0, और ग्रेड 2 का जो टोटल सम है उसका मॉड्यूलो 3 लूंगा उसके फर्स्ट रो का, तो वो 3 मॉड्यूलो 3 वो भी 0. तो अगर ये दोनों इक्वल आ रहे हैं तब उस केस में यस होगा. अगर कोई भी एक रो या किसी कॉलम के लिए, क्योंकि कॉलम पे भी सेम ऑपरेशन चल रहा है, तो कोई भी एक रो या किसी एक कॉलम के लिए उसका जो सम ऑफ रो या सम ऑफ कॉलम मॉड्यूलो 3 है अगर इक्वल नहीं होता है तो उस केस में ये कभी इक्वल नहीं हो सकता ये ऑपरेशन करके.
ओके, आई अंडरस्टैंड. तो दिस इज द सेकंड अप्रोच. तुमने इसको सबमिट किया था, और हैव यू सबमिटेड दिस बाय
या
इम्प्लीमेंट? ओके, तो
या
मे बी
एक्सेप्ट
दिस
कर
वर्क्स.
जाता हूँ.
Okay, okay. So I was try some little bit different. Like if we can transform A into B, so we will perform that operation on the every each of the element. Like we will perform in the I will show in the first example. Wait. Okay. So consider the first example. This will 0, 0, and 0. We need to transform into 1 and 1, 1 and. So we will perform the operation n minus 1 row and m minus 1 columns. So like we will perform this element for this element for this element for this element. Okay. So we will perform for this, and we will consider always a sub rectangle of size 2, 2 cross 2. Okay, so if I will perform the operation on this element, then I need to transform this element in 0 to into 1, 0 into 1. So here will be 1, then here 1 and 2 and 2. Now I need to transform this 2 into 1, then I will add 2 here, then 2 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So this will look like, um, so this will look like 0 1, because modulo 4 equal to 1 and then 1. So this will look like 1 1 and 1. First row is sorted, and this second will be 2 2 and 2, and third 0 0 0. Now I will perform operation on this element, then this will look like 1 1 and 1, and this will 1 1 and 1, because I will add 2 and 2 this element, and 1 and 1, so this will become 0 and 0. Then next time this, so I will show my code, then you can understand better. To consider, the, I am taking input here in two strings v and s, and I am performing my operation to n minus 1 row and m minus 1 column, taking the first element, what is the value of this, a, and the second value, b. So I will transform a into b, a into b. If both एलिमेंट आर सेम तो आई डोंट, मतलब मुझे कुछ ऐड करने की जरूरत नहीं है, मतलब दोनों में डायगोनली कुछ ऐड करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. एंड इफ बोथ एलिमेंट आर डिफर, मतलब 1 को 2 और 2 को 1 में ट्रांसफॉर्म करना है, तो वी नीड टू ऐड b plus 3 minus a modulo 3, मतलब this amount of number we need to add in each of the diagonal element. So I will add, um, I will take the C diagonal element, because this, just wait. If this is the I or jth element, I and jth element, then the diagonal element will be, this will be I plus one element, and this element will be I plus j plus one element, and this element will be I plus one j plus one. So I will add, if I will add 1 in I and j, then I must add in the I plus 1 and I plus j, that amount of element, that amount of number. So I will add this number into C, D, and E, and after the performing all of the operation, if both element, both grid are same, then output yes, and both grid are not same, then output no. So have you understand? कुछ समझ आया या बाउंसर गया? ओके, तो चलो मुझे एक्सप्लेन करो कि क्या समझ आया. कुछ समझ नहीं आया. ओके, तो मैं टू टेल यू लाइक, तो consider if I need to transform this into this, 1 1 2 and 2, agree? Then after, if we want to transform this number one, and second row will 2 this grid into 1 1 1 1 1 grid. Okay, so for 2 I need to add Okay, let's move on the C. Okay, let's move on the C. I'm audible. Hello. Okay, my screen is visible. Is my screen visible? Am I audible? Hello? Hello? Again. So consider the first example. I will transform the string into the character or string into the integer. Hello, am I audible? Is my screen is visible? Hello. Okay. So consider the second question again, and then I will move on the third. So I need to transform 0 into 1. I will take out the integer value of 0. To perform any kind of operation, like difference will be either 1 or either 2. We can transform 1 into 2 or 2 into 1. So for transforming 1 into 2, we just need to add 1. Or transforming 2 into 1, we need to add 2, because 2 plus 2 equal to 4, and then 4 more 3 equal to 1. Okay, this part is clear. So just I have changed my Vij equal to Sij. Now transforming particular element to grid. I plus 1 and j plus 1 element, I am adding difference of b minus a, and vi or j plus 1, if I am performing here the operation 1 2 or 2 1, then I will add 2 and 2 in the I j plus 1 and I plus 1 element. Or if I perform the 2 1 and in this element and in this element. Is this part clear? समझ आया? Am I audible? Hello. Okay, the third question will take by. So Hello, am I audible? तो थर्ड क्वेश्चन में मैंने बोला वो कुछ भी मतलब लाइक नहीं, वी आर गिवन अ थ्री एरेज ऑफ साइज and we need to find a segment like L A to LR, LB to RB and LC to RC कि जो sum हो वो greater than TOT by ceiling of TOT by 3 हो. TOT is basically sum of all elements of any array. मतलब like तीनों का sum है. So we can consider any TOT. तो like देखो 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equal. So we need to find this three segments. So the sum will be greater than equal to ceiling of TOT by 3. So so what was your approach during the contest? If you have done two questions, then what was your approach? Okay, let's. तो लाइक तुम्हारा थॉट प्रोसेस क्या था, मतलब क्या सोच रहे थे उस वक्त, मतलब लाइक फर्स्ट क्या माइंड में था, अप्रोच क्या था, व्हाट वाज योर अप्रोच? So just consider like this question is given, find to three segments and this sum is greater than by 3. So little bit kind of prefix sum. Just we need to have prefix sum because we want the sum in the order of 1. We will not apply then another loop to finding the sum of L and R if we are finding with any L and R. So my thought process like, if this is the my LA and RA, so this is final thing कि ये वाला पार्ट और ये वाला पार्ट, तो या तो ये मेरा LB होगा और RB होगा या फिर LC और RC होगा. If I will consider this is as my answer, if I consider this is as my answer, तो then एक पार्ट LB RB को मिल जाएगा और एक पार्ट LC RC को मिल जाएगा. तो this kind of that was my approach, but here the two edge cases. This is the first element in your answer. Then how you will define B, LB or LC? We can't define. Or the second edge cases was, if I consider this as my answer, then I need to find my LB or LC in this left hand side. Okay, understand? This part is clear. Hmm? यहाँ तक क्लियर है कि अब हम लोग क्या करने का ट्राई कर रहे हैं. Basically, if element is given like me like that, तो अगर मेरा ये आंसर है ए के लिए, तो मैं इधर वाले मान लूंगा बी, मान लिया तो ए, तो मैं इसको एज आंसर कंसिडर कर सकता हूँ. ये समझ आया कि एक पार्ट मेरा बी के लिए होगा और बाकी बचा हुआ पार्ट सी के लिए होगा. मतलब एक एक तरफ, या तो इधर वाला या उधर वाला, या तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड या राइट हैंड साइड. ओके, दिस पार्ट इज क्लियर. इफ I have considered any segment between this LP and LC. इतना समझ आया? Okay. So here are two. Here is two edge cases. First edge cases is like that. Like मेरा left वाला segment कौन सा होगा? There is no left segment. If my answer is starting for A from the first element, answer is starting of A from the first element, then there will be no left segment. Only there will be the right segment. So I need to find my answer into right segment with two parts. मतलब if my answer is left segment, two parts which will be greater than from TOT. Okay, is this part clear? Clear? Hello. Okay. So let's see the code. Then you will understand much better. So देखो, I have given three arrays A, B, and C, taking input and taking three prefix sums, prefix sum, and these are my prefix sum code, and then so I will store my pairs into this answer vector. For case one, for the edge case one, which I told you, if the my answer is starting from if I am taking two pointers like I and j, and j is like my leftmost pointer, then some elements, then I. So if my j is equal to 0, then I will consider, I will add the all element till my counter is not greater than TOT. Basically, here the some variable is TOT. This is like ceiling of sum of n by 2. P of n will give me the sum of array, and the ceiling of this will store in the sum. So if my CNT is greater than from TOT by 3. Sum is basically TOT by 3. So if my CNT is greater than from sum, then I will find the two segment into the next remaining in the remaining part. In the remaining part. So these are the condition. If when I'm starting from I plus one element, and from the I plus one element, if the sum is for the sum segment, it is greater than from TOT by 3, either B or either C. Like, have you understand what I'm saying? अब कुछ समझ आ रहा है? What I'm saying here? Hello, hello. So consider this code. Then if the segment from I to j, it is greater than from tut by 3, and from j to n, it is greater than from tut by 3, then I will push into the my answer. Or either I will divide my segment into like reverse. If consider from like this is given from like this, if zero like 1 2 from such element I, this range for a, then I plus 1 2 j element, this for b, or for j plus 1 2, and this for c. So we can swap these two, either this can for the c and this can for b, or vice versa. So I have considered both cases here. If this this is the b, and next from j plus 1 to n is c, so then this will be implemented. Or either from I to j is will be for c, and j to n for b, then this will be implemented for the first edge cases. Similarly, for the second edge case, same code, nothing changed, but starting from n minus 1, just reversing the for loops, no change in this code. And the first and second, just reversing the loop starting from I equal to n minus 1 to 0 greater than 0, and j equal to I minus 1 greater than equal to 0. Main part, which is like if my answer is lying into from the second element to n minus 1 element, then what will be the our segments? So just considering adding every element, and if my sum my cnt is greater than from tut by 3, then I will remove the first, second, third element, basically two pointer approach. We are j plus plus, while our cnt is just greater than tut by 3, till we are moving our j pointer. Then if our cnt it is greater than sum, or we not have find our answer yet, then what will we do? We will do just considering j considering 0 to j as our answer. Just I will write here 0 to j, 0 to j, our b part from j plus 1 to I, our la and lb, and from I plus 1 to, and we will find the our lc and lr. Just same code we previously, we can swap b and c, b can lie here and here, or c can lie here and here, and we are basically picking a and finding for b and c, this kind of approach. Then if we found the answer, like we have any answer dot size, answers dot answer vector is not empty, then we can output our answer, or not empty, then we will print minus 1. So this that was my approach. Have you understand? You can ask any doubt, like जो भी डाउट हो पूछ लो, कौन सा पार्ट समझ नहीं है?
एक्चुअली प्रीफिक्स मैंने उतना डिटेल में भी नहीं किया, लाइक बेसिक लेवल के क्वेश्चंस किए हैं उसमें, तो आई गेस नॉलेज गैप है थोड़ा
ना, like मतलब बस प्रीफिक्स सम तुमको पता होना चाहिए कि तुम कैसे ऑर्डर ऑफ वन में एक पर्टिकुलर सेगमेंट का सम निकालोगे, मतलब लाइक हाँ, जस्ट फर्स्ट टाइम में क्लिक नहीं करेगा, आई अंडरस्टैंड। लेकिन जैसे मैंने इसमें क्या किया कि ए को पिक कर लिया एंड फाइंडिंग फॉर बी एंड सी, समझे? मतलब लाइक ए को फिक्स कर लिया, देन जो बचे दोनों तरफ के सेगमेंट है उन दोनों को बी एंड सी कंसीडर किया। तो अगर दोनों ग्रेट ए तो ग्रेटर देन है ही बाय टी, ग्रेटर देन फ्रॉम टी बाय 3, इफ बी एंड सी दोनों ग्रेटर देन है तो आई विल पुश बैक इनटू द माय आंसर वेक्टर।
Okay.
एक बार कोड से वापस एक्सप्लेन करो, अगर कुछ समझ नहीं आया तो देखना।